Auzubillahiminashaitanirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Starting with the name of Allah, who is most merciful and the most beneficent. My name is Muhammad Ali, and I am the student of BS English 6th semester. My class roll number is E1715. Today, I am going to present chapter number 5 from the book The Articulate Mammal by John Atchison, which was assigned to me by Professor Rustum instead of open book test. So the title of my presentation is, as you can see on the slide, The Blueprint in the Brain. What grammatical information might conceivably be innate? I mean, whether we have been given a whole or a full or a complete set of language, or a minimum short limited set of language. So let's take a start. In the beginning, two experiments were conducted on this topic. I mean, the blueprint in the brain. The first experiment was conducted by the Egyptian king Psammetichus, and the second experiment was conducted on the French boy, the victor of Aveyron. So, the Egyptian king Psammetichus presented the theory that if a child is isolated from human speech, separated from human speech, the first word that he or she speaks is from the world's oldest inhabitants. For this purpose, he conducted the experiment over two children who are separated from their families, who are isolated from their families and put in a place where there is no human speech. When they brought up, when they grow up, they uttered the word because, and this is the word, and this is the name of the bread in a Phrygian. So at last he concluded that he remarked that Phrygian were more ancient than the Egyptian, right? So this was the first experiment that was conducted on this topic. Now let's talk about the second experiment. The second experiment was conducted on the French boy, the vector of Aveyron. He was also separated, isolated from human speech. When he grew up, the voices he uttered were not Phrygian, were not Egyptian. He speaks or uttered voices like animal, right? So these are the two experiments that was conducted in the beginning on this topic. I mean, the blueprint in the brain. But these two experiments, these two conjectures can be ignored because there is no as such evidence, as such proof that there is blueprint in the brain. Right. Now I have also attached two pictures on the slide. In the first picture is of the Egyptian king Smeticus, and the second picture is the is of the French boy, the vector of Aveyron. Right. So now let's talk about Chomsky's stance or innate theory, that what is the view of Noam Chomsky about blueprint in the brain. So Noam Chomsky says that when a person try to acquire language, he or she is not just learning an accumulation of random utterances, right? He or she learn a set of rules, or a set of underlying principles which form speech patterns, right? The person who has acquired knowledge of a language has internalized a system of rules that relate sounds and meaning in a particular way, right? So I mean that we have been given a basic set of information, basic set of rules, basic set of principles, and those principles enables us to speak or produce an indefinite number of novel utterances, right? And this is known as creativity, right? Creativity creativity means that creativity is one of the characteristics of language, and it means that to create new phrases, new sentences, right? So he also says that learning a list of vocabulary is a very easy and very simple task, because as we have read in the previous chapter of this book, that chimps like Sarah and Vasho also learn a list of vocabularies. So what's make the child slow are grammatical rules, right? So according to Noam Chomsky, child construct an internalized grammar in the way that first of all he look at regularities in the speech that he or she hears around him, and then he make guesses according to the rules which underlies the principal patrons. His guest will be his first guest will be a simple one, his second hypothesis will be a complex one, and third is more elaborate. So by this process his mental grammar will become will cover all the possible utterances, right? So all the possible utterances of the language. So next is Chomsky early ideas about lad and lass, right? So according to innateness theory, the child is born with a hypothesis making device which consists of a lad and lass, right? So lad stand for a language acquisition device and lass stand for a language acquisition system. And one linguist remarked that lad is for boys and lass is for girls. So with the help of these two, lad and lass, uh, lad and lass, a child could be learn language easily, right? I mean, child is endowed with these two hypothesis making devices, right? So so the next is language universal. Chomsky says that language is universal. He says that child learn all language with equalities. Why they learn all the language with equalities? Because children know language in a very deep. They know the language in deep, that how language look like, right? For example, if a Chinese child is brought up here, I mean in a Pakistan, I mean. In Pakistan, he or she, when he grew up, when he brought up, he or she could speak our language very easily and effectively. Similarly, if a Pakistani child is brought up in a Chinese environment, so he or after some time when he grew up, he or she speaks Chinese very easily, because children know the language in deep, that how language look like. So Chomsky called this concept a universal language, right? Chomsky described that universal language has two types. One is substantive and one is formal. And he said, and he also told us that substantive universal represent the building blocks of language, right? And formal universal are concerned with the form and shape of grammar, right? For example, Eskimos, just like Eskimos are the indigenous people of Greenland, northern Canada, Alaska, etc., right? They are born with innate knowledge of igloo building or snow building house. They have two kind of knowledge, right? One is that igloo are made up of ice and snow, right? And the second is the igloo are round in shape. I mean, not in square or diamond, right? Diamond shape. So same like children are born with innate knowledge of language. They know the language instinctively. They know the possible set sounds to be found in the speech. So according to Noam Chomsky, children know the language in advance. Um, the children know in advance that how their internalized grammar must be organized, right? It must have some phonological rules, it must have some semantic rules, and as well as a syntactic rules, right? So next is structure dependent operations, right? Chomsky also says that the children know the structure dependent rules, right? Children have two kind of knowledge, just like schemas, right? So their first knowledge is an understanding of hierarchical structure, means there are several words that can fill the same slot as one, right? For example, we have a sentence: cows eat grass, right? This is one sentence, simple sentence. Now see the slot: large brown cows have eaten up the grass, right? So he talks about this pattern, right? There are several words that can fill the same slot. This is their first knowledge. And their second knowledge um, is the realization, right? Is the realization that each slots function as a unit which can be moved around, right? So जितनी भी जो स्लाइड्स हैं वो ऐसे यूनिट काम करेंगी, वो इधर उधर हो सकती हैं, मूव हो सकती हैं। जैसे मैं जो पहले एग्जांपल मैंने आपको बताई थी, अब उसमें देखें जो ग्रास जो लास्ट पे था वो फर्स्ट पे आ गया, सेकंड वाला सेकंड पे ही है, और जो फर्स्ट पे था ब्राउन लार्ज ब्राउन काउज वो अब लास्ट पे चला गया। जैसे देखें फॉर एग्जांपल द ग्रास हैज़ बीन ईटन अप बाय लार्ज ब्राउन काउज, राइट? So Chomsky called this process is called oversimplification. Next is the transformation. Very interesting, right? He says that there are sentence has a two structure. One is hidden deep structure, and the second is inner deep structure, and the second is outer manifest structure, right? And when we convert inner structure into outer structure, I mean from manifest to from hidden to manifest structure, this process is called as transformation, right? So according to this view, several sentences which are quite different on the surface could be related to one deep structure, one hidden structure, right? So for example, there is a sentence, Ali captured a line. This is one hidden structure, and now see how many sentence we create from this one hidden deep structure. That is, a dog was captured by Ali. It was a dog which Ali captured. What Ali captured was a dog, right? So you can check or notice that there is one deep structure, and from that we create so many. So the next example is, in the next example we have two deep structures, and from that we create one manifest surface structure. Now let's see, the mouse is ready, the mouse eat. There are two deep structures, and now see we create one surface structure from these two deep structure. That is, the mouse is ready to eat, right? So this is one surface structure, manifest structure, right? So Chomsky says that children know about deep structure, surface structure, and transformation, right? They know, they know that how deep structure could be changed into a surface structure by transformation, right? So this is all about the transformation rule, right? So the next is variations, right? So Chomsky says that one language is different from another language on the basis of variations, right? And we call these variations parametric variation. For example, in English we say inka, but in Urdu we say pyale mein. So now see what is the difference. In English the preposition is on the front, but the noun is after the preposition. In Urdu, if we talk about Urdu, noun is on the head and preposition is after the noun. So these are the variations, and language is different on the basis of these variation. So remember one thing in mind, that rules and principles are the same, right? They are not changed. Right, so this is variations, mean that that there are so many variations in language, and we call these variations as parametric variations, right? And I also gave you the example that in English we say in cup, and in Urdu we say pyale mein. So on the basis of these variation, language is different from each other, but the rules, the principles are the same. So now I am going to conclude my whole presentation, right? So that what is the conclusion of my presentation? So the whole conclusion of my presentation is that we have been given a certain principles and rules which are finite, which are limited, right? And on the basis of those finite or limited rules and principles, we create or develop infinite or unlimited rules and principles. We create so many rules and principles from those which are limited, right? In a simple way, I can say that we have a finite or we have a limited rules, and from those rules we create so many. We create indefinite or unlimited rules and principles, right? And children are born with with an innate hypothesis making devices, right? And less and lad and last, and I also told you the earlier, lad is for boys, and lad stand for language acquisition device, and LAS is for girls, and LAS stand for language acquisition system, right? So we human are automatically knows that language has two level of syntax. One is deep, hidden, manifest, and the second is surface. But both are connected by a transformation. There are variations in one language, and we call these variations parametric variation, and on the basis of these variation, language is different from one to another, but rules and principles are the same. So this is the whole conclusion of my presentation. Now so this is all about my today's presentation, and I hope you understand understand the things that I present in my today's presentation. If you have any question or query, you can ask me through WhatsApp, through message, or email me, right? So thanks for listening, plus watching. Goodbye and Allah Hafiz.